How y'all doing out there today? My name's Don, and I've been chosen by the Lord, the God of gods, the God of the seven spirits, the God of the Most High, to reveal a story. This story right here is for the ones that can hear. You better hear. For the ones that can hear, you better hear, because time is here. Can't you feel the energy, the shift? The ones that are truly chosen and the ones that are in line with the Lord, they can feel it. I know I feel it. It's so strong and it's so intoxicating. It's scary. But let me tell you something. It's been a hard day. Let's just say I've been trying to get this message out, and I've been attacked everywhere. From just frustration, nothing working right, to fighting with people that don't understand my call, with people telling me I'm crazy, Lord's not real, you're getting on there on YouTube and you heard something, just because I listen to messages. I read the Bible, I've searched, I've looked, and the Lord has told me that all these messages that people's been hearing about chosen ones, He's chose me. He said I am His chosen one, and He will reveal through me, and a change will come through me. The time is near, and things are starting. And it's just crazy when you get in tune with the Lord, when you stop living by these worldly ways and see the tricks and the tools the evil ones that run this down here use, the evil one and his demons. Because let me tell you what, I've been attacked my whole life, and that's why I'm here to share this story with you. It's a story of me, of much hurt, of much spiritual searching, of many awakenings of hurt that has made me at times cause my own awakenings, because I've went on spiritual journeys and wouldn't accept things. But I'm here now because of the glory of the Lord, and that's why the Lord chose me. He said, you're not perfect, but through everything you've been through, you had faith. You never gave up on me. You kept praying, you kept looking, you kept talking. He said there was even times, though, that I would go a little stale, but I never stopped not having faith. So it's just magical, all the times that the things that I was going through, which I'm going to tell you the story in a minute. It's just crazy now that I'm in line with the Lord and He's revealed His plan. Everything I went through that He placed was to teach me and learn me the ways of this world, and how people act, and how things move, and how energy, your spirit energy, is the big thing. If you pull back your energy and then give your energy, your spirit, to the Lord and line it with Him, and use His words, read, learn, use His tools that give you everlasting life, you will see how to move and operate down here. I'm not saying that everything is great, because there's spiritual warfare going on with me everywhere. I have lost everything because I chose the Lord. That's why He chose me, because He said, everyone thinks you're crazy, but He said I was there on the times when you had faith. But I'm going to tell you my story. It's about pain, and I'm going to keep it real. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I'm not going to tell you anything that ain't true, because this ain't for me. This is how the Lord worked through me and got me to where I am now. So I hope you're all ready. Like, this story, it's got a lot of crazy things in it, man. And, you know, I had a spiritual, I guess you'd say, I don't know if it's spiritual awakening, but a divine moment. I'm sorry, a divine moment in the presence of the Lord a couple years ago. Me and the woman I was married to, my wife, I'm still married to her. We're not together. It's because she does not see what I see right now. I had to choose the Lord and leave, and you know, it hurt. It hurt bad, you know, because I thought she could see what I see, because, you know, we talked about this, and she went through this with me. She seen what I seen. The Lord revealed Himself. I'm not going to get in what I seen, but let's just say I had the craziest events happen. Animals acting crazy, seeing spirits, getting contact on real things. Some things happen to me that you wouldn't believe, but I'm not going to get into them. Praise the Lord. God's good, man. God's real, and you'll see that. So here's my story. Just a kid, you know, I was born 1981, November 26th, Sagittarius. Fire, man. Fire. Anyway, did I say 86? 1981. I know somebody I was just talking to earlier, her birthday is in 86. I'm sorry. I was born in 1981. Like I said, man, I've had the roughest day trying to get this first message out. Demons, I'm telling you, demons working around, bro. I've been fighting today. But you know what? I got 15 minutes in my vehicle here, got cooled off, got in tune, and here I am. So here's this story. I was born in 1981, November 26th, on Thanksgiving Day, Sagittarius. My mother was 16 years old, a child herself, you know, so child herself, and all I know about my father, never met him, don't even know if you know, if he really was. Just what they said. They said all my grandmother and mom could say is that he was tall, dark, and handsome, good-looking man, and that's all I knew. You know, he moved to another state or something. The family I lived in, they was all white, real super white, blue eyes. You know, I was olive skin, tanner skin. They said, like my father, you know, they didn't know what I was. So I was either Indian, Italian, Mexican, Latino, you know, whatever. So my grandma would always say, "Oh, you're Indian," you know what I mean? Because, you know, I didn't know it back then, but that's why my family, I think I was the black sheep, you know. It was just a different colored human being, you know, with them. But anyway, I'll get on to that. But my mother was 16, never met my father. A year after my mother had me, she had my sister, half-sister. Didn't stay with that man either. Went to another man, married him. She had 2 kids with him, that, you know, half-sisters. But the story is, when we moved in with this guy she married, I was 3 years old. And when I say this guy hated me, this guy hated me, man. That's all I can think. You know, where now I see that, you know, when you're chosen, the enemy knows you're chosen. So he starts early on you. You know what I mean? He does. He starts early on you. So at 3 years old, you know, I can just say dude's a monster. Until I left that place, you know, I didn't know my nickname was nothing wrong. My nickname was Dago. You know, he said, yeah, he thought I was Italian, looked like Italian. He didn't like Italians or anybody who had different color skin. So, hey, hey, Dago, you know, I'd run to it. You know, as a kid, I didn't know. My mother didn't say nothing. She, you know, he beat her after death, made her wear dresses to her legs and no makeup. You know, it's just crazy dude. You know, the trailer we lived in, it had no electric, where it had no toilets. We had to go to the restroom in 5-gallon buckets. You know, and I remember being 5, 6, and him trying to make me carry those buckets, and I couldn't carry them buckets. You know, I'm only a foot taller than that bucket. When I'd spill it, he'd get so mad, he'd stick my head in that feces, in that piss, you know, and I remember that. It's just, but you know, that was evil there, trying to break me, you know, at an early age, you know. But that, you know, it's, I used to do that, you know. And then he liked wrestling, and you know, he'd act like he was wrestling with me, and every time I bleed, you know, and but you know, he would just knock me in the head all the time, like, hey, idiot. You know, and he'd take me on his, he'd say they was his hunting trips, man, you know, and this is how I know I'm not that person no more, because I'm telling the world, yes, I was molested by a man at a young age, a monster, man. And my mother knew. She didn't say nothing about it. She said something one time that I ever heard, remember, and he slapped her so hard. So hard. But anyway, you know, I dealt with it. Oh, and I didn't tell you, I wasn't allowed to live in Alice. I lived in a chicken coop. People knew this. I lived in a chicken coop. I'm talking about like one of them little tiny sheds you can buy like at Home Depot or a place like that. That's why I lived in it, and there was chickens in it. He raised little baby chickens. And I remember just sleeping in there. I'd get under that light with that straw. It was my bed, you know. I remember I'd get cold all the time and everything. It was just weird because I look back at it now, and I thought it was normal. I didn't, you know, I didn't know that's what it was, you know. So, but when I was like 7, I think 8, I got out of there. My mom's dad, grandfather, from what I heard, you know, he stopped letting my mom go sit there, Russ go there, because he said we cried so much when we came back. You know, I guess because we didn't want to leave. We didn't want to come back there, you know. So he stopped that. My grandfather got mad one night, and I came down there, and I remember seeing him pull in. I remember, forget that day, man. He had his eyes was the most bloodshot eyes I'd ever seen. And he jumped out, man, with a gun. And I remember hearing a few shots, and I seen him. He shot that monster. You know, he only shot him in the arm. He didn't kill him, but you know, the cops came. When that happened, and my grandfather, you know, he was in jail. At the end of the day, they knew what was happening to me. He didn't press charges on my grandfather. My grandfather paid a lot of money. It was in the 80s. He got put on parole, and I went to you know, foster care for a little bit. And then my grandparents actually got me. My grandfather that shot dude, actually him and my grandmother got me. You know, so I went there, you know what I mean, and you know, they was good to me. You know, they didn't say much, just gave me, you know, they didn't beat on me or nothing. Gave me a room, fed me, but like my grandmother said, the torment was done to me. I was done ruined. You know, her telling somebody that, you know, like it took years. I used to hide under tables when I went there. At 7, 8 years old, hide under tables where, like hide in the closet where I tried to hide under the porch there, like she'd say. And you know, I look at it. I don't know. I thought I was playing, but I was hiding. You know. And let's just say all through school, you know, I had trouble because of the outbursts. I didn't learn very good, you know, like no one teaching me how to read and write at the time or anything, you know. I didn't. No one showed no interest, you know. My grandparents told me when I was too old, so, you know. Then the evil one put you in bondage with drugs, you know, like I got into drug opiates. Ruined my life, you know. But one thing I can say out of it, my grandmother, she taught me about the Lord. She always told me stories or reading the Bible to me, you know. She instilled that into me. I remember being fascinated because, you know, I'll tell you a story that's like when I got there at like 8 or 9 years old, I had bad ear problems. Like I couldn't hear in my left ear. And and it was getting worse, and I had earaches so bad. I mean, bad, excruciating pain, cry. You know, the doctors would give you antibiotics or anything like that. My grandmother would try old remedies, blowing smoke in my ear, anything, and it was just bad. And I remember one day she said, "Honey, I'm going to get this oil that's anointed, and I'm going to come in here and rub it on your head, and I'm going to pray to the Lord to come to you and put His holy hand on you, spirit, and heal your ears, stop your pain, and just heal